Hello guys, this is LWC22. Today we're reacting to Among Us. It was yesterday. So, if you want to watch Among Us, it's really worse of this picture. I just stopped. But it says, this divorce blows up wedding's dress, blast heard. Okay, that's really sad of this story. You can't see the face because it's really possible if you couldn't see the face. So I'm watching this for you guys. So if you can subscribe on my channel, leave a like, comment down below if you want another Tomo Juice that I gotta watch. So the story about this Tomo Juice, it looks like first. I don't watch that, but I'm gonna start it. Well, but I watch some of the stories. So subscribe to my channel if you want to see it. So let's try what it's really.
Now that's what you call going out with a bang.
Yeah.
A Texas woman decided to celebrate her divorce with a big bang, literally, by blasting her wedding dress to smithereens. After a court finally put Kimberly Stantopin Steitler's presumably disastrous 14-year marriage to rest, she and her family threw a divorce party to mark the occasion. She wanted to simply burn her wedding dress, but her dad and brother got the brilliant idea to turn it into an exploding target using 20 pounds of explosive tannerite. So on Saturday night, the 43-year-old went full-on target practice with the dress, shooting with a rifle from 200 yards away. She hit the bullseye on her first shot, which caused a massive blast and a bang so loud it was heard from 15 miles away. Concerned messages immediately started pouring in from people around the county who heard the explosion. But for Stantopin Steitler and her family, it was simply liberating. Thank God for closure.
So that's it, guys. That's it, guys. This story. So it's just a short story. So let's try this.
China to replace streetlights with an artificial moon. Imagine seeing a full moon every night. Officials in China are planning to launch an illumination satellite in the southwestern city of Chengdu within the next 2 years. According to Asia Times, the man-made moon will have a reflective coating on its surface to reflect light from the sun. It will also have solar panel-like wings on its surface that can be adjusted for precise lighting. The satellite will reportedly shine 8 times brighter than the real moon and could replace streetlights. The artificial moon would be able to light up an area of up to 10 to 80 kilometers in diameter, giving a dusk-like hue to complement the real moon in the sky. Officials in the city hope the artificial moon will bring in more tourists once it's launched. Here are a few stories related to the real moon. Long day.
No, this is a long story, so
new research shows that days on Earth are getting longer as the moon slowly spirals away from us. Due to gravitational forces between Earth and its satellite, the moon moves away at a rate of 3.82 centimeters per year, causing our planet's rotation to slow. According to NASA, Earth currently completes a full rotation on its axis every 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4 seconds. But researchers using astrochronology on geological rock layers found that when the moon was closer to Earth 1.4 billion years ago, a day was just over 18 hours. The length of a day has grown 1/75,000th of a second on average per year and is expected to continue at this rate for the next millions or billions of years. The moon will eventually stop moving when it reaches a stable distance from Earth. When this happens, the two will be tidally locked, rotating at the same pace, with the moon visible from only one side of Earth. Of course, that's assuming either of them survive the sun's destructive red giant phase. Anybody up for some lunar cave diving? Scientists this week may have come across something that could lead to the first ever human outpost in space. A large and cavernous lava tube was this week confirmed to exist beneath the surface of the moon. These tubes are volcanic underground passages formed by flowing lava to funnel this substance. Once the flow stops, the tube remains with features similar to a cave. The discovery was made by a team of Japanese and American scientists who used data from the Selene and Grail spacecraft to acoustically map the enormous lava tube. The chasm is around 100 meters wide and 50 kilometers long, and located in the Marius Hills region of the celestial body. It could provide shelter to astronauts during moon missions, protecting them from dangerous cosmic radiation. This could potentially allow for the development of a lunar exploration base. And that moon base, Homo sapiens, could very well lead to a human colony. Look who's going back to the moon. The Indian Space Research Organization has announced plans to send a rover to the moon early next year, nearly a decade after its first lunar journey met with mixed success. The spacecraft for India's Chandrayaan-2 moon mission is comprised of an orbiter, a lander, and a rover, which will first slingshot around Earth before going into lunar orbit. The lander will attempt a controlled or soft landing near the moon's south pole, while the orbiter travels around the moon. Once on the surface, the lander will take thermal measurements and deploy the six-wheeled rover to explore the lunar terrain. Among the things the mission will pay close attention to are abrasive particles known as lunar dust, which pose a significant challenge to human colonization of the moon. The Chandrayaan-2 will be carried into space by the GSLV Mark II rocket and is scheduled to launch from an island in the Bay of Bengal in March 2018. India will carry out the final testing phase for the spacecraft in the coming weeks. The program's budget for the mission is relatively small, at only $93 million.
Wow.
We're going back to the moon. Aerospace companies United Launch Alliance and Bigelow Aerospace are collaborating to put a space station in orbit around the moon. The Lunar Depot plan is aimed at placing a Bigelow B-330 inflatable habitat in low lunar orbit by the end of 2022. ULA's Vulcan rocket will launch the B-330 into lower Earth orbit, where it will stay for about a year. While there, the habitat will receive supplies and get crew members rotated every few months. 2 more Vulcan rockets will then be launched and their upper stages left in orbit. After propellant from one stage is transferred to the other, the fully fueled stage will attach the B-330 and propel it to its final position orbiting the moon.
Oh, what's happening?
The companies claim the habitat can serve both as a platform for lunar business development and a location for NASA to conduct exploration and astronaut training missions.
So that's it, guys, on this story. Finally, it's done. So that's it, guys, on Tomo News, but I've got to complete my video. So that's it, guys, for my video. Let's see all the comments. Yeah, subscribe. It's really cool. I always watch it. Let's see the subscribe, like. Let me go. I'm gonna take a break right now. So that's it, guys. After a day or 2. So that's it, guys. See you next time. Bye bye.